Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be wrapping up what I read for the o.w.l.s read-a-thon last month. This read-a-thon was created by G at Book Roast and I had a great time participating. I definitely completed my challenges. If you're doubting me, then I don't know why you would doubt me at all. I of course trained to be an Auror. Definitely not a mind medic, if that's what you're thinking. To be an Auror, you need 5 o.w.l.s, which I completed, of course. I didn't change the o.w.l.s to suit the books that I did read. For charms, you had to read an adult book, which I definitely completed. For defense against the dark arts, you had to read a book where the title starts with an R, for read-a-thon, which I completed. For herbology, you had to read a book with a plant on the cover. I'm looking down here because this is where all the answers are. For potions, you had to read a sequel, and for transfiguration, the last o.w.l. you need, I read a book with red on the cover, or you could read something with sprayed edges. I'm just going to get into the books that I read for each of those o.w.l.s. For charms, I read Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. This book is a dystopian future where books are banned, and if you are caught with books then they are burnt, your house is burnt down by firemen, which I thought was quite clever. And the story is based around one of these firemen who is called, I've forgotten, Guy Montag. Guy Montag. I thought it was a very interesting concept because many of my favourite books that I've enjoyed were banned at one point. Maybe it's just the rebel inside of me. I felt like you didn't really get a grasp of the other aspects of the society. I did enjoy the plot. I found there were quite a lot of similarities between Fahrenheit 451 and 1984 in terms of you start off with someone who's supposedly innocent and then their innocence just declines and declines. I also really enjoyed some of the characters in this book. My favourite was Clarice. I thought she was very interesting. She's basically new on the block with her family and then she just disappears. But she seems like quite a clever individual. Her family seem a bit rebellious and mysterious as well. That's why she's my favourite character in this book. My favourite part of this book was the style and the way it's written. There are some passages, especially towards the end, that are just they're just very nice, very nicely written. The 10 last pages in particular I think are the best in the book, so maybe I should have just read the last 10 pages. Now the rest of it was alright as well. Yep, I gave this I think a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. For defense against the dark arts, you had to read a book beginning with R, and I read Reservation Blues by Sherman Alexie. This book is based on the journey of the band Coyote Springs, which is an Indian band from Spokane Tribe. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if it's not. And it's about how they nearly rose to success. I won't give any spoilers. Oh, I just did, I guess. Basically, I think the main thing I got from this book is that white people always come out on top, and it's really annoying. There are some interesting themes in this book. I really liked the way that Alexie wrote about dreams and kind of Freudian, like you get a sense of what the characters are like through their dreams, which was very interesting. However, I didn't find the plot all that interesting. I wasn't really invested into it. Although I did enjoy it. I'm not sure what I gave it. I think it was a 3 out of 4, something like that, stars. But yeah, it was alright, average. For herbology, I read History of Wolves by Emily Fridland. This follows the life of Madeline, or Linda. You forget her name's Madeline, just read it and you'll know why. She's a very strange teenage girl. Living in, oh blimey, I can't remember where it is now. Lots of trees and lakes, and it's cold in America or Canada, I can't remember. And she has a few strange, not obsessions, but fascinations with the new neighbours on the block. Well, it's not a block, it's a lake. Across the lake, there's a young boy called Paul, who's 4, and his mother, Patra, and she starts babysitting Paul. Yes, it's an interesting read. Again, interesting. The main thing I got from this is that don't ignore the science, kids. Diseases are bad and God won't cure your diseases. That's what I got from it. Again, this was beautifully written. My favourite part of this book was the landscapes that Fridland, is that how you pronounce it? That she evokes in it, which are just my favourite part of the book. Very good. Potions. For my potions owl, the sequel I read Alice, Through the Looking Glass, and What Alice Found There. I still don't know really how I feel about this book. I really enjoyed the first one because it's just whimsical. I liked how absurd it was. But this one, I'm not so sure. I just thought the plot wasn't as interesting. I mean, the plot of both books are just completely wacky. It's like one thing to the next really quickly, which I do like that. But it just didn't interest me as much as the other one, and I wasn't as invested in it as the other one. I was thinking, oh, I mean, I like this, but when's it gonna end, kind of thing. Also, I watched some of the film. I haven't finished the film before reading this, and I was very shocked in that they are nothing like one another whatsoever. But sadly, I think I do prefer the film. Even though it's not based on this at all, I prefer the film of what I've seen to this. Transfiguration. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have some opinions about this book. I'm about to offend probably quite a lot of you, but this is probably in the top 10 worst books I have ever read in my life. Where do I even begin with this? I'm not going to give any spoilers away because it's quite a big booktube video, but I don't understand how its rating on Goodreads is over 4 stars, like 4.26 or something. What? Okay. So this book is about a girl called Feyre, and she lives in this. It's okay. The beginning, the setting is quite nice. I'll give you that. That was nice. It's basically having to hunt to provide for her family. Her mum died a few years ago, and she kills a fairy, basically. You learn that in the second chapter, so there's not much of a spoiler. Okay, so I'm like, okay, yep. She kills a fairy, cool. And then just this fairy other guy comes in, and then he's like, oh yeah, you need to come with me back to my fairyland and live a life of luxury. Okay, so someone murders your best friend, and then you say, you know what, just come and live with me. Why would you do that? And then when you find out why that has happened, that is the stupidest thing I have ever read. Oh god. The villain is the stupidest person I have ever read. Like, I'm gonna link Cindy's review of this book because I think it sums it up perfectly. Yeah, that's what I read for the Owls. Not that I definitely didn't change careers after I realised I wasn't going to finish all the books, if that's what you're thinking. Definitely don't go and watch my TBR video. Books, read them okay-ish. Nothing to call home about apart from that one, which was awful. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed the read-a-thon, but I feel like next year, when there aren't deadlines approaching and I'll be out of education, which is kind of scary, I will have more time to read. Goodbye, see you next week.